So since some people were actually wondering about my setup for last video, I've decided to make a guide on how to kill zealots efficiently. So a bit of a disclaimer, this is an endgame setup and will only be featuring the fastest set to kill zealots with. If you guys are interested, I'll make a video for less advanced sets later. Just leave a comment down below. So the requirements are on the screen now. You need a bit over 10 mil worth of gear, max fairy souls, and a higher combat level doesn't hurt at all. So let's start with the gear. So we'll start off with a very wise dragon set with growth 5 and prot 5. Do not want thorns. The primary weapon will be, at least what I use, is an aspect of the dragon maxed out, but you can swap that with the max leaping sword. You just have to use strength 5 pots when you use it, so that you can still one tap the zealots. And if your sword's any worse, you might have to swap some of the very wise pieces for godly to get some damage. As for your talismans, you'll need quite a bit of it. You'll need enough so that you can raise your crit chance to 80% without potting up. So for myself, I fortunately have enough that I can just keep all the common and uncommon talismans as zealous and godly. And then for the rare ones, I can just keep them as itchy for the damage. But sometimes if your crit chance is lacking, you might have to turn some of the itchy talismans into zealous or godly for the crit chance. As for the other weapons in my inventory, we got a zombie sword, which is great for heal. This set has really low defense, so you're gonna need it whenever you're fighting runics or you get low. Plus mana is not an issue, as you can tell. The rogue sword is essential for speed, because when you spam it, you can get speed 300, and that's what you want to run around with and kill zealots really fast. And the aspect of the end is actually kind of optional. I use it because it's really good to getting up these, just going up. I can use it instead of jumping, so I can just do something like that and get up, because jumping with speed is actually kind of slow. So in my 5th slot, I like to keep a greater backpack. This comes in handy to store all the random enchanted loot I get whenever my inventory starts getting full. And in the last slot, this is up to preference, but I keep a strong set and a bow, as well as pots, just in case a party comes in and spawns a dragon. If you deal more damage and get a better placing, you'll get more frags. Okay, well, now let's talk about spawns. So Zealot spawns every 13 seconds in batches, so it's best to kind of get familiar with their spawn locations and basically zoom from one batch to another. You could map out a route for yourself, but it's just much easier to just be mindless about it and just, whenever you see a zealot, go up and go kill it. So I'm actually gonna pot up. Yeah, and crit potions are essential. You can use strength if you lack the damage, but fortunately I could one hit them with just a crit potion. So you just go around killing stuff, get speed whenever some time has passed and you have more mana available. So I'll show you some of the spawn locations for zealots. So in the front, as you can see here, there's 3 that spawn every 13 seconds. So this is a good batch. if you're gonna use this, you want to be familiar with the one right beside it. So here 2 spawn every 13 seconds. Just on the right side, you can either go behind, but usually there's someone that's like camping here with like really bad gear, so they can like look at the zealots and like what this guy's doing and safe spot them. So those zealots are usually occupied, so you want to go through here. There's 1 zealot that spawns, and then go up here. There's another zealot that spawns here. Sometimes you'll see 2 zealots in some of these spots. That's because they spawn up to 2. Like 2 can occupy that space, so there can be a total of 6 in this batch, since there's 3 spawns, and they can spawn to a limit of having 2 out at once. And then and in the back there's a spawn of 3 here, and then in the back here there's another spawn of 3. 1, 2, 3. And over here there is a spawn of 1. So that's those are all the spawns. If you're familiar with them, you can just go around zooming from one place to the next, killing them as you see it. And because you memorized each of the locations, you know where to check right after. So I can go here. There should be 3 spawning like right now, and go kill this one. And then you go back here. There should be more spawning, and you get the kills. Let's move on to grinding. As for actual grinding, it's pretty straightforward. You just spam your rogue sword to get around 300% walk speed. So for instance, right now my walk speed is 400, so you can get 400. That might deplete your mana a bit too much, so 350 is usually the best. And then whenever you get low, just zombie sword up. Each time you heal like 300-ish, so you'll be fine. And whenever you need to cross gaps or have to kill a zealot that's kind of that has high ground on you, just aspect of the end up, 1 tap, dead. And rinse and repeat. If you run around and you see a zealot and you can't 1-hit it, make sure you finish the job and kill it, because those are the zealots that could be spawning a summoning eye like this one, since those ones are special and they have extra defense. And when your inventory fills up, I like to keep all my stuff. You can choose to drop them, but the time is actually needed because I can use this time to regen mana, so I can max out my rogue sword speed again. Or and they kind of add up. They slowly add up at least. So make them all into enchanted, like so. Choke. Oh my god. 4, 5. Put all the enchanted in your backpack, and you're ready to go again. A few tips I have for killing zealots. If a dragon is spawned, you wanna just use your bow to kind of just shoot it once. If you tag it and deal any amount of damage, you'll get 3 frags. And unless it's a superior, it's literally not worth your time to get more frags from it, because by killing zealots you make on average 1.5 mil to 2 mil an hour, which translates to roughly like 20k to 30k a minute. So unless it's superior frags or maybe strong frags, it's not worth your time to stay up there and just shoot the dragon. But I do it because it's kind of like a fun break. You get it. It's like a mini event that happens every once in a while, and it's a lot funner than just mindlessly running around killing zealots. And also, you might want to keep a remnant in your inventory, just so that if you die, you don't lose your potion effects, and it'll basically just prevent you from death. And so keeping it will always be helpful. Last thing is, if you see multiple people with a lot of good armor and like for instance wise, a lot of people with wise, then you want to kind of just hop lobbies, because there's no point. It's really easy to reset, and there's no point just fighting over with them. But if you see a lot of superior guys, you know, they're no issue at all. You can like steal their kills easily. If everything is done right, you should be easily getting over 1.3 kills and 1.5 mil on average per hour. But if you concentrate really hard and you just get a nice lobby like this one here, you may be able to get upwards 1.6 kills an hour and 2 mil plus coins. So that's quite a bit. So with the entire set, you know, it only takes 5-6 hours and you can buy another set. Anyways, hope this guide was helpful. Hope it helped some of you. And good luck on killing zealots. Bye.